how to get God's attention. We live in a time now. If you observe the behavior of people, that we come to church to get everybody's attention but the Lord's. If you really pay attention to the behavior of man, to notice how much effort is put in to getting the attention of somebody else. If you notice the behavior of a woman, if she wants that man's attention. I once waited for a woman for a whole hour so she could get prepared to get my attention. I could only imagine what efforts was put into play to do her hair, to put on her makeup, to put on nylons, to put on high heels. The effort, Deacon Brown, of what that woman had to go through to get somebody's attention. These days, the man is no better. Well, we see our pretty Rickies primp in the mirror just as much and as long as a woman. Thought I'd never see the day, Deacon White, where the man would arch his eyebrows, putting forth so much effort to get the attention of somebody else. We've embraced the culture so much that the last person's attention we think to get when we come to church is the attention of God. If you look, the Bible says that in the process of time, the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage. And they cried, and their cry came up unto God by reason of the bondage. First thing they did was they sighed, but God didn't hear them till they cried. See, y'all don't know when to shout. See, if you pay attention to what you do in the midst of church worship, see, some of us are too busy sighing and not crying. See, you sigh when you do things you ain't feeling like doing. See, some folk was sighing in Sunday school this morning. Folk got up this morning and sighed because they had to come to church. But God don't hear you until you cry. Till you've gone through some things where you're at your wit's end and you have no other thing to do but to cry. When the doctor is giving you a prognosis and diagnosis that you know no other thing to do but to cry. Some of us are in some situations this morning that you done did all you can do. All you have left is to cry. There's some things God does supernaturally when you begin to cry. The first thing he says he does is he heard them. Now, if you pay attention to the word hear, it means to operate the activity of the ear to produce, to recognize the production of sound. And God did not do this until they cried. Notice, the Bible says, David says, David says, the eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. Now, first of all, we have to understand that the righteousness is not about what you do, whether it's right or wrong, but it's by what Christ has done through the blood shed on the cross.